Okay, in this video we're going to be doing unit conversions again. This time we're focused on temperature. We're going to be working with Fahrenheit, Celsius, and Kelvin. So to convert temperature units, you need more of a formula. It's not like length and time where you can just do multiplying factors. So if you have the temperature, let's say like you want to know the temperature in Kelvin, this is going to be equal to the temperature in Celsius plus 273.15 Kelvin. And so if you know the temperature in Celsius, you can just plug it in here, add 273.5 Kelvin to it, and you will get the temperature in Kelvin. Now, remember in a previous video I told you can't add quantities of different units. You can't take Celsius and add them to Kelvin. And you're going to see this formula written this way all the time. So there's a secret in here, and the secret here is that Celsius and Kelvin scale the same way. So this formula is actually temperature in Celsius times 1 Kelvin divided by 1 Celsius, because they scale the same way, plus 273.15 Kelvin. So this is the actual formula. But because this is a 1-to-1 scaling, Kelvin to Celsius, you almost always see it written this way. So in this example, let's say like we have the temperature is equal to 22.2 Celsius. What is that in Kelvin? The temperature in Kelvin is going to be 22.2 Celsius times 1 Kelvin per 1 Celsius plus 273.15 Kelvin is equal to 22.2 plus 273.15 is equal to 295.35 Kelvin. And a lot of times when we're doing pressure and temperature corrections and things like that, we need the temperature in Kelvin. This is like the basic temperature unit that's used in chemistry and physics all the time. So we're going to be doing a lot of conversions for that. And you'll see it in a lot of temperature pressure corrections. The other one we're interested in is Fahrenheit, right? Because a lot of times our room thermometers are reading in Fahrenheit. So the temperature in Fahrenheit is equal to this formula. Temperature in Celsius times 9 Fahrenheit units divided by 5 Celsius units plus 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And so in here, this is the 9/5 Fahrenheit to Celsius is converting this. And so if we have something simple, like let's say like the temperature is equal to 22.2 Celsius, that's the temperature in Fahrenheit is going to be equal to 22.2 Celsius times 9 Fahrenheits per 5 Celsiuses plus 32 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to, get the calculator out, 22.2 times 9 divided by 5 plus 32 equals 71.96 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, a lot of times our room thermometer reads in Fahrenheit, right? So let's say like we have a temperature is equal to 72.5 degrees Fahrenheit. But if we're going to be working in radiotherapy, we need to take this Fahrenheit. We have a formula to convert to Fahrenheit from Celsius. So we got to get this Fahrenheit in Celsius and then the Celsius into Kelvin. So let's look at this formula right here. We got to reuse this one, right? So we have temperature in Fahrenheit is equal to temperature in Celsius times 9/5 Fahrenheit to Celsius plus 32. We're going to do some algebra here. We're going to subtract 32 Fahrenheit from both sides. So temperature in Fahrenheit minus 32 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to the temperature in Celsius times 9/5 Fahrenheit to Celsius. And we want to get this an equation for temperature in Celsius, so we got to take this 9/5 throw it on the other side. We're going to multiply both sides by 5 Celsius. We're going to divide both sides by 9 Fahrenheit. And remember, when we do it over here, we have to multiply the 5 by this entire thing and the 9 by that entire thing. So I'm going to take the 5 over first. 5 Celsius, that's a C. I'm going to use a square bracket. Temperature in Fahrenheit minus 32 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to temperature in Celsius times 9 Fahrenheit. And then we'll pull the 9 down. 5 Celsius divided by 9 Fahrenheit multiplied by the temperature in Fahrenheit minus 32 degrees Fahrenheit equals the temperature in Celsius. So if my example is 72.5 Fahrenheit, so I got temperature is equal to 72.5 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to use this formula right here. So the temperature in Celsius is equal to 5 Celsius divided by 9 Fahrenheit, square bracket. Temperature in Fahrenheit, 72.5 degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's get the calculator out. We got to do the square brackets first. 72.5 minus 32 equals. We're going to multiply it by 5 times 5 divided by 9. And we get 22.5 degrees Celsius. That's great, but we need Kelvin, right? So we'll remember our temperature in Kelvin is temperature in Celsius, this 1-to-1 scaling factor, and then 273.5. So we're going to get the temperature in Kelvin is equal to 22.5 degrees Celsius times 1 Kelvin per 1 Celsius plus 273.15 Kelvin. Let's get the calculator back out. 22.5 is already there, plus 273.15 equals 295.65 Kelvin is equal to 22.5 degrees Celsius is the same thing as 72.5 degrees Fahrenheit.